So, I was rewatching the last video, and this scraper here, it seemed like some of the sand was coming off it going that way instead of that way. I'm not sure it was working as well as it could. Now I noticed that the center of the muller's right here. If I were to just loosen these and rotate this a bit so that the end of this, instead of being on that side of the center, is a little bit on that side, I think that would be enough of a change in the angle that it might just do the trick. I also was thinking, unbolt all this, move it in. It seemed like a lot of sand was going right here. I moved this wheel over a bunch of there. It might be doing a better job. I still may do that, but the reaction on the last video and my forum post was overwhelmingly in favor of get some actual moist green sand in there for the next test. So I will move this. Just a matter of loosening some bolts, giving it a little twist and tightening them back up. But I won't move the wheel. I actually got all the junk off my molding bench so I can get to my sand. I got this. It's a moisture meter. So I don't know if it's accurate, but hopefully it'll at least give me a decent way to compare one batch versus another. I could try and keep track of what the numbers it shows, if they have any correspondence to how good the sand actually works for molding.
A molding bench is not a welding table. A molding bench is not a welding table.
Alright, let's see what's in here. Dun, dun, dun. Definitely too dry to make a mold with. So we get a chance to see how the new Muller deals with breaking up chunks and mixing water. Hopefully it'll bring back some of the strength of my sand. I hope I'll notice a difference after I've tried it. Kids broke my tripod, so I hope you'll excuse the shaky cam. I twisted the scraper over like I said. I think that'll do the job. About half a bucket of green sand here. We're going to see how it goes. Right, starting a timer or a stopwatch. Alright, something just came loose. Where did you come from? That's unsettling. Came from here. So something's not tightened down right. I'll have to have it open and take a look like I said I was going to do before I did this. So, I got it all put back together. Pretty confident it's not going to do that again. So I sure hope not. That was about 4 minutes of just mixing this stuff dry. Anyway, we'll try adding a little water. started making noise again in there. So I'm going to have to open it up and check it out again. But, look at this. Wow. Maybe a little more moist than it needs to be, but it's nice and sticky. I don't know, it's as sticky as I ever remember it being. Well, it might be a little wetter too, mind you. Yeah, feels a little wet. Oh, I wish I hadn't broken down when it did. I'd really like to see what it's like to dump it out when it's like this. So maybe I should add in more sand and try and mix in some of this water. It seems like it can take this much. We'll see. The scraper seems to work. I don't think it would let it build up any thicker than what you see there. I mean, all this stickiness seems to be on the one side of the wheel. So I think I might be right. I might need to just move it just that much. Might help. Certainly seems to work. I'm really pleased. Alright. Open up the thing again, see what's in there. I don't know if you can see that. The problem was this little set screw that holds the pulley on the motor shaft had come loose, unscrewed, and allowed the pulley to pull out a little bit where it was banging into these nuts and bolts. This thing, I imagine, or maybe just the whole pulley. But I think I just gotta find the right Allen key and tighten that up. Should be good to go. Okay. Whatever works, right? Alright. I went and got another quarter bucket or so. Try and soak up some of the extra moisture in here. The extra quarter bucket. This might be a little much for this machine, but we'll see how it goes. See if that changed it at all. Still feels really good. Maybe not quite as wet. Yeah, I think it might have worked a little bit. It's got lots of green strength. This all seems really nice. I can't wait to ram up a mold with this stuff. I can't wait to make my own. See if it turns out as good. This stuff I bought from a foundry supply place here in Ontario. I might as well say it. It's Smelco Foundry Products Limited. Tim there, the owner, he's a great guy. He gave me a big tour of the whole facility. Showed me their giant mullers. Their all the big crucibles and stuff they sell. Big pallets full of refractory, sprue cutters and match plates and flasks. You name it. Ugh. I think I might have the brain damage. I'm hearing strange whistling noises. Oh, here we go. See how much of a bucket it takes up now. That is too much. Get some. didn't work nearly as well, but it wasn't much more messy as the dry sand. Oh, that's interesting. It's pretty moist. I thought I was shooting for, 3 or 4. The rest of it, another half a bucket, just as dry. What I'm gonna do, I guess, is just use, I don't know, maybe half as much water as I did in that last batch. About 3/4 of a bucket with a whole bottle of water, and then a half bucket with a half bottle. That'll work out to what? A bucket and a quarter with a bottle and a half. I don't know what that works out to, but it's going to dry out before I use it anyway. That's 10 minutes of mulling. Half a bucket, half a bottle of water. Feels really good, actually. It's not quite as sticky as the first batch I did, which had too much water. But look how nice and clean it breaks off. It's pretty strong, feels strong. Those big clumps that seemed like they were going to go around forever did not. Down in the corners even. Got good mulled sand. Nice and fluffy. These things break up nice. I think this might be a touch dry, but it would work. Might be perfect. I don't know. So yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what's the right amount of moisture in my green sand, but experience will tell. And I'm still working on that. This feels good to me though. I would use this as is. Mixed in with the other stuff that I already mulled. It's going to be a little stickier. I'm going to put it all in the bench and just stir it up real good. Next time I use this machine, I'll be making new sand, I expect. Let's see if it pours out any better. Too bad. There's some on the ground, but that's why I put these garbage bags down. I don't like losing sand. Oh yeah, one more thing to do. Alright.